When I was a child, my favourite UK destination was a place called The Field. And The Field was a patch of wasteland, as the council called it, just beyond the fence in my parents' garden. And in that field, I learned my trade. I caught slowworms, I collected cinnabar moth caterpillars, I snuck out of my bedroom and climbed over that fence to go and watch fox cubs when I was 8 and 9 years old. And then I saw my first birds of prey, things like kestrels and sparrowhawks. It was such a formative environment, and I could jump over that fence at the bottom of our garden, and I could go on a safari every single day when I should have been doing my homework and find something new. It was the best place on earth. You can have your Serengeti, you can have your Antarctica, but for Chris, aged 6 to 15, The Field was the place.
We used to go on holiday to the Isle of Wight, and I loved it. I loved the beaches, but I really loved messing around in small boats. And I think that's where I got the passion for navigation, even though I didn't really know what the word meant then. That was where I learned that if you learn a few skills, you can actually start to put your own journeys together. So instead of being told by parents or teachers, you need to go here, learn a little bit of navigation, and suddenly you're working out, I'm here, I know how to get there. And that's when the real fun and the adventures start.
I think maybe the time is coming around again. Obviously, we've gone through almost a generation of people wanting to have foreign holidays, and it's still the case. Air travel is still very accessible, and people want to get to all ends of the earth. But I think I'm aware in the last decade or so of people becoming more and more interested in getting out and about in Britain itself and rediscovering what's much closer, nearer to hand, which I think is a wonderful thing. We discovered it. We've just come off the back of our kids' school holidays, the summer holidays, and we found that just going out for a walk on a day with a destination in mind was something that completely captured my kids are 14, 11 and 9, and just going out for a 2 or 3 hour walk up a hill or along a river, taking a packed lunch, simple things like that. It was the excitement for all of us was amazing. We've got a really good friend of ours who's a nurse, who says that if she could bottle the effect of going for a walk, she could make Britain a happier and healthier place. And I think it's absolutely the case that if you do something as simple as just go out for a walk, even if it's raining, as long as you've got a jacket on, it's just good for the spirit. And it's you don't need equipment, you don't need to go anywhere, you don't need to spend any money. Just go out and walk for an hour and you'll feel better.
Growing up in Bristol with the Mendips on the doorstep, there's Cheddar Gorge and there's a whole series of caves there, many of which are actually open to the public. And Goff's Cave for me is one of the most exciting. So we've got evidence there of ancient humans living in the Mendips and doing potentially strange things with the remains of the dead. So there's a bowl which is made from a skull, and it has been deliberately carved around the edges, or at least reduced around the edges. So it does look like our ancestors would have been doing something slightly odd with this skull, using it as a bowl. So I think that's fascinating.